want to start off by apologising because I had nothing prepared for this. I got a telephone call from Ken Larkin at the back there at 18 minutes past 12. I was driving into the car park in Aldi beside the square, and we had spoken during the week, but I had prepared nothing because we weren't sure that this was going to happen. So apologies for all I leave out, the names I forget to mention, the whole lot. But I think it's very apt that after 50 years, we have the change here now with the new priest come, and I'd just like to welcome them on behalf of all the parishioners and look forward to the next 50 years, please God, with them and their colleagues. Maybe if I start at the beginning, I moved into Springfield in April of '72. There was only a handful of people in Springfield at the time, but it very quickly grew. By the September, the Archbishop had seen fit to appoint 2 priests to the parish of Springfield, Dr. Sherry and Father Tom O'Reilly. Now, we didn't have a church, we didn't have a Scouts, and we had nothing, we were green fields. So, for the first few months, the Priory made available one of their many masses on the Sunday that those 2 priests would attend that, and the people of Springfield were invited to. But how quickly things happened, that was September. By December the 17th, the prefab, which is on the site of where the Scouts den was, is now next door. By December the 17th, that was opened as a church. The altar was installed, the crucifix, the whole lot. It was a T-shaped building. It was packed to the gills several times over every Sunday. And then how quickly again, that was December 72. By July the 27th, 75, this glorious building was opened. And just to put in context of how much was happening at the time, the school buildings, the first part of the school, as permanent buildings, were opened at the time that the church opened. So Father Sherry and Father O'Reilly were very, very busy men, and we're very grateful to them. My memories of the opening of the church itself, I can't honestly remember the Sunday morning. So, sorry about that. Right? But on the Saturday evening, the word went out. It was literally word of mouth because telephones weren't installed in any house in Springfield at that time. The word went out. There was a problem with the arrival of the church was finished. We were ready for the Archbishop coming tomorrow, but the seats were only arriving now. They were fully assembled, except for the kneelers that you see in front of you there, the very same ones. They were attached to the seat, but the supports for the kneelers of every seat you see here had to be put on. So the word went out for men and screwdrivers to make their way to St. Mark's Church. Again, I'm not going to try and remember all the names of the people who were here, but the ones up out of the grove where I was, it was Brian Berryman who came to me. Tony Bourne was across the road in number 222, and Tony McDermott was further up the road. So we made our way up, and there was, I'd say, 12, 14, 16 men here, along with lots of women who were around the place, cleaning and tidying, getting everything ready, the finishing touches after everything being done. We got stuck in. I do remember there was one man, John McNamara, he had an electric drill. Now, it wasn't the Middle Ages. I knew what an electric drill was, but I had never ever seen an electric drill with a screwdriver bit on it. And he was there, he was going along, he was starting off, he was finishing all the things all the way along. So, again, I can't recall how long we would have been here. It was probably 2 or 3 hours. During that time, Father Martin Noon arrived in the door. It was the first time we'd seen him. He'd only been appointed to the parish to coincide with the opening of the church. So we now had 3 very good, strong priests. Father Noon was a man of 25 at the time. He'd done Trojan work with the youth of the area and with everybody else as well. When we were finished doing our bit of work here, Father Tom O'Reilly invited us all over to the old church, which was now the empty building beside us, and he took took out the boot of his car 3 or 4 six-packs of hard lager. The bottles in those days, of course, I don't believe those cans. And we sat around and we had a couple of bottles and headed home. And as I say, I've seen Ken's little film of the opening on the Sunday, but I don't remember a thing of it. Those are my immediate memories of the opening of the church. And just as a matter of interest, how many people in the congregation were here in July 1975? Yeah, probably about a dozen or so. Hi. So again, I'm not going to start naming names to everything other than the ones that I'm sure of that were on my road. Those are the names that I distinctly remember. So the St. Mary's Church, it's been a lot more than just a parish church to most of us. Right? We come to our Sunday Masses. Those of us that come to the Sunday Mass here, I go to better care. Time suits me better. But those that come to the Sunday Mass, it has been that. But through the years, it's hosted baptisms, first communions, confirmations, weddings of the people who moved in around that time and through the year. And in addition to that, we have international carol services every year come Christmas time. We've had concerts here, we've had a couple of harvest festivals here. So the building is a lot more than just a parish church. In later times, with retirement comes that little bit of extra time. And I find I spend more time in the car park outside chatting to people than I actually do in the church. What happens in the church might take 45 minutes, and we don't get home for an hour and a half after that. So this place means an awful lot to me, and I'm sure it does to most of you. So rather than let this day pass without some form of celebration,